Hey guys, and welcome back to part number 2 of our insider look at the sports handicapping industry. So today we are going to focus on probably the most followed and biggest face in the industry right now, Vegas Dave. So Vegas Dave has hundreds of thousands of followers. A lot of those are bots. It's really easy to tell. It's really important when we're talking about Vegas Dave that you know the background, because that can be a very deceptive part and is really a big selling point which he uses to recruit new clients. So Vegas Dave, he actually does hold a record, or did hold a record. I don't know if it's current. The largest sports bet ever won around $2.5 million by betting on the Kansas City Royals back in 2015. But it's important, it's imperative to know that before this, he had lost, and this is from his own words, he had lost at least millions of dollars at least 3 times, and that his parents had bailed him out by giving him more money, which he continued to bet on sports. Once again, 3 times at least. This is his admission that his wealthy parents gave him this money. So you can assume that he lost millions and millions of dollars before he picked the Kansas City Royals sometime late in the season in 2015, when the odds were around 10-1, because I believe it was about $250,000 bet. The other thing is that Vegas Dave talks about how he bets on multiple future teams when it comes to futures. Again, this is coming from his own words. When he bets on futures, he chooses an AL team, an NL team, a backup team. If none of them make the playoffs, he chooses another team on both sides. So he's betting on quite a few teams, and at some point you're bound to hit. So while I'm not discrediting his big win, I guess I am kind of discrediting his big win by saying we don't know how much he lost before that. And if anyone had millions and millions of dollars at their exposure to bet on sports and bet on futures, I would hope that they would win $2.5 million at some point. Vegas Dave also got some recognition, although he had a losing record on the show, so I kind of look at it as he got more exposed. But nonetheless, he was on a docuseries on Showtime called Action, and it was a pretty good show. It focused on all of the stakeholders in sports betting, and it followed these stakeholders around. So it followed a bookmaker, a novice sports bettor, a professional sports bettor, and of course a sports handicapper. And they chose Vegas Dave. During this docuseries, Vegas Dave, and this is an estimate, he definitely had a losing record. If I had to guess off the top of my head after watching the show only once, my guess would be that out of about a sample size of 10 picks, he lost the majority of those. Still, myself and a few friends decided to give him the benefit of the doubt. And we actually purchased a number of his packages over the last couple months. So we started with his big whale package, which is his $500 a day, guaranteed to win. At the point we bought the whale ticket, it was being touted as an 18-0 record, meaning he was telling people that he was 18-0 on these, what he calls whale plays, these $500 plays that you pay $500 to him, and he gives you this play that is supposed to have a 90 or 95% win rate. Well, we got the play. It was the St. Louis Blues, and we know that other people got the St. Louis Blues because after the game lost, they actually lost to the Bruins that night. He again touted that he once again won his whale bet and that he was now 19-0. We went on to Instagram and we noticed other comments from people that had bought in his whale package that were saying the same things we were about to say. What are you talking about? You gave us the Blues. So a couple people actually mentioned that they got the Blues. His response was, "Oh no, you read it wrong. It said the Blues under." I have the email. It clearly says the Blues. There's actually an Instagram account that is unrelated to me, and dedicated to just how fraudulent Vegas Dave is. It's Handicapper 411. So on Instagram, that's at Handicapper 411. And it's nice because on that account, I was just able to look at it and see that a lot of those comments were indeed erased on Vegas Dave's account, but this other guy or girl who runs this at Handicapper 411 account, I applaud you, saved the screenshots. So we thought, okay, let's try it a couple more times. And over the course of about 6 picks that we bought from Vegas Dave, he had 1 winning day, 5 losing days, and those losing days weren't just small losing days. On June 21st, I purchased his $99 daily card, which is full of parlays and a couple big favorite bets. Well, on that card, it said to read through his email diligently, and I did, and it said very clearly that a unit for Vegas Dave is 2.5%. Okay, well, he had us bet 20 units on the first pick that he gave us, which was the Chicago Cubs. They ended up losing at about minus 160 favorite. So 20 units at 2.5% a unit is half of your bankroll. So immediately he lost half the bankroll for those that actually played his games. Now, I assure you, we did not play, nor did we purchase with the intent of playing any of Vegas Dave's picks. So then he picked another big favorite. In fact, it was a very big favorite to try and chase and get his money back. Although he said to bet 30 units. And if you're using 2.5% as your unit size and you've already lost 20 units in a day and you're asking somebody to bet 30 units, you're asking somebody to bet basically 125% of their bankroll. They've already lost all of their money. It just mystified me that he would send out these plays telling you to bet a certain amount of units that exceeded your bankroll. The whole point of a bankroll is that it's your limit on sports betting, and in one day he lost more than an entire bankroll. So that's the truth about Vegas Dave. He has a whole lot of different packages that he gives weird names to. He has this systems play package, which I ended up getting for free. I guess he had guaranteed that bet to win, and if it didn't, he would give the rest of the baseball season, which meant the rest of his system picks, for free. So I ended up getting those for free, but literally his system is to pick a series. So say the Dodgers are playing in a 4-game series, and he'll have you bet half a unit on that first game. If they lose, he'll have you bet a unit on the second game. If he loses, he'll have you bet 2 units on the third game. And if he loses that, my guess is that he'll have you bet 4 units on the 4th game. And that's Vegas Dave's system. So with all that said, I hope I've been able to educate some of you guys. I'm not trying to bash Vegas Dave. I don't care for the guy, and I don't appreciate that he's out there lying to people at their expense, taking their money and making these grandiose guarantees that don't come through. My focus isn't on Vegas Dave. My focus is on you, the consumer, and trying to educate you guys. I have no problem with people charging money for picks. I know that all of the picks I've given you guys so far have been free. We're up close to 30 units in about 30 days. I figured I'd rather give value before I ask for value. That's something you don't see in sports handicapping very much. You also don't see much, if any, transparency. So I wanted to do that by giving out all of my games before the games start on either this channel or now my Instagram at MattWinsAgainIG. So there you have it. There's Vegas Dave. Play at your own risk, or just don't play with him at all. Hopefully you guys can take advantage of the fact that I spent my money just to make sure my hypothesis was correct, that Vegas Dave lost big time, either in the Showtime sample size or in my sample size. Oh, and the last thing he does, we noticed, is he'll charge $500 for these whale plays, and almost all of the time they are huge favorites. And sometimes they'll even have you protect yourself by taking the plus 1.5 run line on these minus 200 or minus 300 favorites, which end up becoming minus 500 plays. So yeah, if you want some actual valued picks and you want them for free, go on to my Instagram account, and I've already given out 2 free picks today. I'm sure there'll be more later. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you guys later.